love about wetlands is when you see the kids get done with a hike or a field trip out to the marsh, seeing the kids' faces when they come back about all the neat things, the dragonflies or the butterflies or the birds that they've seen. Wetlands are easy to fall in love with.
So, huge fan of wetlands.
Well, wetlands are cool. They're mysterious, they're teeming with life.
I love wetlands because each one is so different and unique.
I love the way they feel and smell.
They're also a great place to recreate.
This is what I like to do, and I like to come here and just see it.
The great thing about working in Wisconsin with wetlands is the wonderful diversity of different wetland types we have.
We have wetlands that have trees in them, wetlands that have lots of shrubs in them, wetlands that might look more like a prairie.
If you're tired of one type of wetland, just drive a few miles and you'll find some others.
Wetlands are that unique place on the landscape between the places that are always dry and the places that are always wet.
The most important things wetlands do is help regulate the quantity and quality of water that moves across the landscape.
Wetlands are really good at capturing runoff water, whether it's stormwater, whether it's snowmelt, keeping the waters from entering our neighborhoods, covering our roads.
Second, it provides really important area for improving water quality, for removing sediments before they reach our lakes, rivers, and streams.
We're very fortunate here in Door County to have a very large complex of intact wetlands that help buffer some of those impacts that we see from humans into Lake Michigan.
Incredibly important is wildlife habitat. 75% of the state's wildlife use wetlands for some portion of their life cycle.
They're full of life. Animals, critters, and I'm going to swat a mosquito because it's going to penetrate my...
I remember one guy said to me, you know, why did God make mosquitoes? And I said, well, that was the first effort to preserve wetlands.
Wisconsin historically was a very wetland-rich state. We estimate there were over 10 million acres of wetlands in Wisconsin.
But it's really important to remember that we've lost half of the wetlands that we once had on our landscape to various kinds of land use changes, agriculture, urban development, roads. And we need those things, but we also need wetlands.
People say that you have to choose between economic prosperity and wetland protection and restoration. That's just simply isn't true.
We see a lot of examples of really successful projects where economic development and wetlands can coexist.
We're utilizing nature as a way to help with our water management, and it's just a win-win for everybody.
And one of the key tenets of how we approach our work is really to try to make ourselves useful. So understanding what a community's needs or priorities are, and coming in and providing training or technical support to help them integrate the wetland piece to what they do in a way that advances their goals.
They really do a great job of working with citizens of the state, with practitioners, with scientists, with legislators.
When legislators have something that directly impacts them or their constituents, they've got water quality issues, flooding issues. Across the political spectrum, there's really a recognition of how important wetlands are in our communities.
We really emphasize that the most important way for people and communities to protect wetlands is getting them to love the wetlands, getting them out, seeing it, smelling it, feeling it, all the things that wetlands provide.
I love the way they look. I love all of the different flowering forbs.
When they love the wetlands, they will care for the wetlands and they will help promote it into their communities.
We feel a groundswell of excitement for the work that we want to do.
It takes collaboration, it takes trust, it's kind of long haul work.
And it makes me so excited and hopeful to meet with people all around the state of Wisconsin who also love wetlands and care about them.
I am more excited about the future of wetlands in Wisconsin now than I've ever been.
It gives me hope for the future that we really can protect and restore Wisconsin's wetlands.